out, and they take their place in the main stand, which you can see opposite us, and then the teams emerge separately, again due to COVID protocols. That is how versatile the man is. And as you can see, Lewes have now made their way out onto the field, and here come Durham as well. They're in blue and Lewes are in red and black. So let's run you through the team news now. The challenge for Lewes is goals, just 7 so far up to this point. That's a joint low. Behind us in the gantry you can actually get a view, and that view is legal according to COVID protocol. Kind of oscillate between a 4-4-2, an attacking 4-4-2, and a 4-5-1 when they are off the ball. And we're just waiting for midday before we get underway. Last thing really the players needed was another 30 seconds just to stand still in the cold, and we have the kneel of course here, solidarity with Black Lives Matters. A worthy, and no surprise, Christian, that Lewes are one of the first to back not just the kneeling but of course support for inclusion as well, because that is what this club is all about.
Exactly, the club's all about equality, and equality for all, not for any group or any type of people, but for everyone. So yeah, it's really nice for Lewes to be the forefront of this fight.
Lingering around the penalty spot, Heppel to deliver right at Tatiana Saunders, and it's forced in at the near post, and we haven't seen any kind of whistle that suggests that's a foul on Tatiana Saunders. Bridget Galloway gets the final touch and Durham have the lead. Saunders will be really disappointed there, didn't get a firm enough fist on it and it was bundled in at the near post.
Yeah, it didn't look like great defending to me from here, but I thought someone needs to get, I think, who was it, Galloway in front of the goalkeeper. Somebody needs to be with the goalkeeper, protecting the goalkeeper, giving him some space, but it wasn't very confident coming out punching the ball.
To Durham here, and Lewes haven't offered too much as yet in the final third. Still Simon Parker trying to work out who his best front two are, as Megan Mackey picks up the ball and tries a snapshot, worth a hit for sure, simply because of the conditions, but didn't really get too much power behind it, and that's a simple save for Megan Borthwick. Inhale a little bit, that has subsided, but there's a full-on fog in the air as Heppel breaks down the right hand side. A little too much space for a player of her quality. Saunders does a little bit better this time to punch the ball away, and Mackey showed excellent positional sense to track back there and get a touch, which eventually led to the clearance. Don't really see the point of having a one-woman wall in that context, and that's a great delivery in by Heppel as well, and it bounces around in the area. O'Rourke gets a slightly hesitant touch but does enough to just half force it away. Quayle is there trying to keep Robson at bay. Robson goes down, no real suggestion of a penalty there. Hill picks it up on the edge of the area. Lewes want play stopped because Quayle is down on the ground holding her head, and the referee will go over and check on that. City against Palace and Leicester against Sheffield United. That's a really big one in the context of promotion to the FAWSL. They kick off at 2 o'clock. A Sharp hustling up against O'Rourke and does really well. That's a deft and nice touch, fires that across the face of the goal with a lot of power and fizz on it, and that's really well taken by Saunders. The FA Women's Championship, where they have threatened to get promotion. Is this your season? Let me know. No whistle there as Charlie Dobre is screaming. I won't repeat what he said, not for broadcast, but Durham come away with it and looking to punish Lewes here, but the long range effort from Heppel is easily gathered by Saunders. Well, so Durham will be hoping that Sheffield United can do them a favour against Leicester. Leicester professionalised and made a lot of changes over the off-season, and they're showing, as that's an incisive ball to Sharp into the near post.
Handball.
And that should be a handball. No flag has gone up. Bridget Galloway wasn't really sure what to do with that, I don't think, originally. With a double brandy and coke.
Double brandy and coke, that's the first.
More shout-outs to come in just a moment, but that's an incisive ball forwards to Mackey, who's onside. Timms was the one that delivered it. Wilson, Durham's captain, got back really well, but it is a Lewes corner. Galloway, the difference between the two sides. Mackey to deliver. That is a good ball as well. Whistles across the face of goal. Lane almost got a touch, and had she done so, that could have been the equaliser.
Yeah, that could have been the equaliser. I think Rihanna cleverly did get a touch on it.
So at Jacobs Ben, if you would like to engage with us, tell us a joke, send us a picture of your dinner. I want more pets as well. good to see the dogs coming. Any cats as well would be useful. But let's get back to the game now, because Durham are threatening down the left-hand side through Roberts. That wasn't the best delivery in truth, and that's why Galloway is disappointed. Two other games in the FA Women's Championship. Leicester-Sheffield United is a big one, especially for Durham, and London City against Palace, Reading, Chelsea as well. Now here's an opportunity for Rude down the right-hand side. She gets a nudge from behind, right in front of the officials. Whistle goes, and it is a penalty kick. Lauren Briggs has been penalised for a nudge from behind. Katie Rood did really well because there weren't too many options available. She felt that there was a little bit of contact behind her and she just stopped. And as a result, she was able to take the contact, and it's a penalty kick to Lewes. I have to be honest, one of those 50-50. Maybe it's a little bit soft, but Lewes are not complaining.
Yeah, we're not complaining at all. Just waiting to see how the result of the penalty goes.
Referee Sonny Gill giving it. Briggs penalised. Katie Rood up against Megan Borthwick to equalise for Lewes from 12 yards. Up steps the Kiwi international. Rood scores! Superb penalty. Lewes are back in it. It's against the run of play, but that's the reward for limiting the damage in the first half. Katie Rood on the score sheet. Wild celebrations on the far right-hand side. And Lewes are level. Lewes 1, Durham 1.
Fantastic penalty. Gave the keeper the eyes. Look left, look right, look left. Bang! Straight in goes into the bottom right corner. Well done, Rood. Well done.
Excellent ball through for her to break the offside trap to begin with, and I just thought she was really intelligent. You know, she's not trying to kid the officials. She just knows that there's a defender close to her, so she just makes sure that she guides her momentum with no options in the centre. She didn't choose to kind of accelerate and go herself because it was a tighter angle shoulder, but as soon as she realised that Rood was kind of going to take the contact, she tried to stop, and as a result it wasn't a particularly firm challenge in any respect. Meanwhile, Heppel trying to get straight back in here. Galloway had forced the ball forwards, but that's good defending by O'Rourke, and even Heppel went over and applauded that.
And in the end, he did give the penalty, and I think that's the right decision as well.
Now, a chance here for Durham to immediately get back in the game. Heppel to Covid. Heppel with a corner for Durham. High and looping to the back post. Saunders wasn't quite sure where it was, and Gears eventually with the header down into the ground, but couldn't generate any power. Just had to make sure because it hit the chest area that her hand was in a natural position and no danger of handball. Wilson whips it in. It's really dangerous. Oh, that was ever so close. Emily Roberts, I think she thought she brought that down and just stopped the ball dead. And then nudges into her, but it was shoulder to shoulder and play continues. Briggs down the line. Heppel, very capable of a bit of individual brilliance. Roberts on the edge of the area, works it in dangerously. Sarah Robson is in there, and then down goes a Durham player. And Sonny Gill had a very, very long look at that. It was Becky Saliki. And thankfully, from Lewis's point of view, no penalty given. Again, collected by Tatiana Saunders, who hoofs it up in the air, and that should just about be that. There is the full-time whistle. It's an excellent point for Lewes. They start 2021 against one of the strongest sides in the division, holding them to a 1-1 draw, and it's a draw that unfortunately for Durham might have huge ramifications to their promotion challenge. An early goal for the visitors from Bridget battling in a corner at the near post after Tatiana Saunders fumbled at Heppel's delivery, but in the second half Lewes showing a bit more enterprise, grit and organisation, and Katie Rood cleverly inviting challenge from Lauren Briggs, who leant in with the shoulder. Down went Rood, penalty kick. Rood sent the keeper the wrong way and finished in the right hand corner. Excellent penalty, excellent point. Lewes 1, Durham 1.